The film takes place after a devastating war that left traction cities on wheels with only the fastest surviving. We see an unknown woman with a mask who spots an approaching predator city, London. She hurries back to her smaller mining settlement called Saltsaken. She makes it back aboard the city and sirens start to blare as they announce a predator city is inbound and closing rapidly. The mining city settlement quickly folds up and the different cities speed away. London is much larger than them, so they risk getting eaten if they are not fast enough. We then learn the unknown woman is named Hester Shaw, a disfigured fugitive assassin with a personal vendetta against Thaddeus Valentine, the leader of London. The Londoners cheer and watch as their city pursues the smaller settlement. Hester's city stalls and then tries to evade London, but they run into a valley and are blocked from escape. We then meet two London museum historians named Chudley Pomeroy and Clytie Potts. Pomeroy is not happy with the vibrations from the chase as it poses a danger to the museum's relics. Suddenly, Catherine Valentine, Thaddeus' daughter and one of London's elite, interrupts them about a manuscript she has come to collect. Realizing his apprentice is yet to arrive, Pomeroy becomes even more frustrated. Pomeroy's apprentice Tom Natsworthy, a low-class Londoner, is introduced, running toward the museum since he is late. In the meantime, Thaddeus and his officers continue to chase the Saltsakens. Eventually, they fire large chains and the settlement is captured and pulled in. The Saltsakens are then captured and ingested by the massive city of London. At the museum, Catherine explains to Tom that she needs a first-hand account of the 60-minute war. Tom explains that many of the records were lost but shows her some footage of Medusa, a quantum energy weapon that annihilated the ancient world. As they talk, Tom is sent to confiscate old tech found from the captured mining city that could be displayed at the museum. Catherine then offers to help Tom get to the lower deck through a shortcut so he is not late. At the lower deck, the Saltsakens are searched and stripped of contraband as they enter London. Above them is a picture of Anna Fang, the leader of the Anti-Traction League which fights against predator cities. A bounty has been placed on her life, but she is still at large. Tom and Catherine run into an old friend with a grudge against the elite class. Soon after, Tom runs into Thaddeus while collecting a special toaster machine as part of the old tech collection for the museum. Thaddeus says Tom's name rings a bell and remembers his family, who were first-class historians. In the meantime, Hester catches a glance of Thaddeus from afar. Thaddeus addresses the people of the newly captured city and welcomes them to London. Hester creeps through the crowd and pulls out a large knife. She gets close to Thaddeus and stabs him in the abdomen, saying, "This is for my mother, Pandora Shaw." Tom jumps in to stop her from striking him again and chases her to a nearby garbage chute. Tom confronts Hester, and she tells him Thaddeus killed her mother and left her face scarred. She then drops into the garbage chute and disappears. Thaddeus then approaches Tom and asks him what Hester said. Tom reveals what happened, and Thaddeus pushes him into the garbage chute too because he knows too much. Catherine arrives at the scene and Thaddeus lies, saying that Tom fell down the chute while fighting Hester. However, Catherine notices Engineer Bevis Pod, the old friend she ran into earlier, saw the whole thing take place. Later, Thaddeus and Catherine are alone and she asks why Hester wanted him dead. He lies again, saying he has never met her and that she must be a member of the Anti-Traction League sent to kill him. Catherine is still uneasy and she asks why the Traction cities and the Anti-Traction League cannot coexist. He gives a cold reply, saying that it's impossible to live with the permanent cities of Asia, the permanent settlements led by the city of Shangguo, previously known as China. They are fortified by the shield wall which protects them and keeps their resources to themselves. These settlements have emerged as the Anti-Traction League's alternative civilization. While they live in peace, the Traction cities are forced to hunt smaller settlements for survival. Now stranded and alone, Tom and Hester are forced to form an alliance in the Outlands. Hester robs him of his money and knife and tells him that he ruined her chance at killing Thaddeus, which took months to prepare for. In London, Thaddeus argues with the mayor over his energy project. In a secret lab, his accomplices warn him that Hester's existence could threaten his plans and tarnish his image. They warn that he must kill her to secure the success of their secret plan. Later, Thaddeus learns news that a robot called a Stalker has been apprehended and is in prison. This robot seems to have a vendetta against Hester Shaw, and this gives Thaddeus an idea. In the meantime, Hester and Tom hike towards a trading city to look for supplies to get them back to London. As they walk, they bond and talk about each other's past. Tom reveals that he grew up to the sound of engines and that his parents died 8 years ago when a section of London collapsed. Hester refuses to reveal her past to Tom, saying they cannot help each other. As she sleeps, Hester has a nightmare where a younger version of her is chased by an unknown person. She wakes up and realizes that Tom has accidentally drawn the attention of some Southies, a city of scavengers on a night hunt. Tom mistakes them for a trading city and they run for their lives as they are chased. Hester is injured during the chase, but is saved by a couple with an interesting machine that tunnels underground. Back in London, Bevis reveals to Catherine that Thaddeus pushed Tom down the slide on purpose. They also discover Thaddeus's energy project is more complicated than it appears. Meanwhile, Thaddeus takes a trip to a prison and speaks with the robot. named Shrike, who wants revenge on Hester. As he flies away, he shoots the cell of the robot and the water grows a bright green as Shrike escapes. Back with the couple, Tom and Hester are locked in a cell for the night. Inside, Hester reveals that Thaddeus used to visit her mother all the time. Then one day, he killed her mother, Pandora, after she found an item of old tech in the dead continent of America. Thaddeus left her to die in the fire while she tried to fight him off. In the flashback, young Hester managed to escape with a necklace her mother had given her after Thaddeus scarred her face. The next day, Tom and Hester learn that the couple is taking them to be auctioned off as slaves. They are chained off and the auction begins, but the rebel Anna Fang arrives and saves them. She takes on all the auctioneers and easily defeats them as the cities scramble to drive away. During the commotion, Shrike arrives and pursues the duo and Hester reveals she knows him. Hester explains that after the death of her mother, Shrike had raised her as his own. Hester even agreed to be transformed into a robot like he was. But she left him and broke the promise when she learned that London had entered the hunting ground, giving her a chance to kill Thaddeus. After a close call, Tom and Hester are able to escape Shrike with the help of Anna. They then travel to the airborne city of Airhaven on Anna's airship called the Jenny Hanover. When they arrive, they meet other Anti-Traction League members. Later that night, Hester reveals that Pandora found a computer core for Medusa, the super weapon based on quantum energy that Thaddeus is rebuilding. Medusa was used by the combatants in the 60-minute war to instantly destroy entire cities while shattering the Earth's crust. Thaddeus knows this and gave the Guild of Engineers the go-ahead to construct a Medusa using the remaining parts they stole from the museum. The weapon could take down the cities in Asia, and now Hester has one of its cores. Suddenly, we learn Shrike has followed Hester and arrives at the floating city. They engage in a fierce battle that leaves Shrike critically injured and destroys Airhaven. He spares Tom and releases Hester from her promise after realizing that Hester is in love with Tom. Shrike wants whatever will make her happy and they have a sad embrace before he dies. Back at the city of London, Thaddeus murders the mayor in a coup. He then gains support from Londoners by pledging to destroy the shield wall with Medusa and lead them to a new hunting ground in Asia. In the meantime, Hester, Tom, and Anna journey to the shield wall with the remaining anti-tractionists. London begins to approach the wall rapidly, so the anti-tractionist airship fleet is deployed by Shang-Guo's governor, Quan. As they fly to the city, Thaddeus launches Medusa and it decimates the fleet and breaches the shield wall. In the chaos, Hester finds a stone carving of Medusa and learns that her mother's necklace contains a kill switch to destroy the Medusa weapon. Hester then convinces Anna and the remaining anti-tractionists to fly towards London. They evade the spotlights and Medusa and breach the city. Inside the cathedral, Thaddeus and Anna fight and she is fatally wounded. With Thaddeus distracted, Hester infiltrates St. Paul's and uses the kill switch to destroy Medusa. They think they have won, but Thaddeus escapes and orders his goons to kill the last of the city's control staff. He then recklessly accelerates the city toward the wall in one last effort to take it down. With the large city hurling toward the wall, Tom uses Anna's ship to disable London's engine with Catherine's assistance. Hester boards Thaddeus' ship to stop him from leaving and the two begin to fight. In the duel, he reveals that he is Hester's father, but she manages to defeat him. She jumps off the ship to Tom and Thaddeus goes down in flames from a missile that hit his aircraft. Tom and Hester are safe and London has been defeated. The remaining Londoners, now led by Catherine, are accepted into Shang-Guo and walk through the walls. Afterward, Tom and Hester embrace on the ship and go on to travel the world together as the age of predator cities comes to an end.